A thread by Soul War. The left will stoke fears and doubts to offset all of President Trump's good works. Their hateful diatribes are now on full display, officially in the case of the DNC's pursuit of the 25th Amendment and publicly in the mainstream media's repeated demands that Kayleigh McEnany say the right words. Democrats are now in the thrall of the radicals represented by the Squad, who are pursuing Trump's political and personal destruction via any avenue available to them. Those avenues, thankfully, are now fewer and fewer every month, and the mainstream media are now nothing more than a morbid spectacle. The left used to be masters of what political pundits and media consultants called optics, the ability to present yourself or your positions to the public in the most favorable light. I'll give you a clear-cut example of positive and negative optics. 15 days to slow the spread. President Trump asked Americans to stay home, social distance, and wear masks and wash your hands, etc., to slow the inevitable spread of COVID-19 so our hospitals wouldn't be overwhelmed. Look at what the Democrats have done in turn. Draconian lockdowns, mask laws, and even arrests. COVID spreads like the flu, so there's no way to prevent us from being exposed. This was always going to happen. The idea that these control freaks could lock down indefinitely or pass laws to prevent exposure is utterly ridiculous. Distancing was to buy the USA time to react correctly. Trump gets COVID, beats it like a boss, and leads the fight to return to life. As the Democrats send cops to arrest moms at sporting events. Optics, folks. Who's got it? The Dems will find out on November 3rd. Spoiler alert, it ain't Biden. The left has no learning curve or brakes. I'm constantly messaged by people who want me to hold their widow hand as they prattle on about all the fear porn they've been consuming. I knew years ago when venues and schools began taking the American flag down before anyone complained that we were in trouble as a nation. You are being programmed to destroy yourselves. There is nothing in this world that can trouble you more than your own thoughts. The sowers of the chaos are doing this to you with glee. They know human nature quite well and give you all the digital rope you need to hang yourself. The polls! So-and-so said X. Why doesn't X do Y? This picture shows a mouse farting in the upper Klondike. At that moment, you bolt upright in bed in a paroxysm of terror. Oh God, it's over. I knew it was too good to be true. Sob. How about you stop humping my leg? If you can't stop wallowing in your own fears, get lost. You need to grasp this and grasp this perfectly at long last. You are not in the loop. You only know what you are told, and right now you are witnessing the greatest disinformation war in human history. I do research and I connect the dots, but I'm guessing and theorizing unless it's sourced. And even sourced material and statements may not give you the correct idea what's happening because we are not in the loop. All of this being done to us right now is to make one of two things happen. You vote Biden or not at all. Bugger that. Vote in person, early or on election day. Send these jackals and ghouls a message. They don't frighten you anymore and that their time is up. And for those caterwauling about what will come after President Trump's reelected, lions and tigers and bears, oh my, how about dropping the cowardly lion routine for a change to realize that Trump's been preparing for this for 4 years? What's that, Stafford Act again? Do you know what it is? Military covert deployment. Operation Legend. How's that going? 1,000 federal SWAT and tactical teams pre-positioned. This Trump is Clueless Act is getting old after 4 years of results. The radical left have been implementing a plan for over 5 decades to ruin and collapse America as founded, to replace liberty and unalienable rights with bondage and serfdom, as your kids cheer just like they've been programmed to. Imagine being trapped in that particular hell. The courts, the media, academia, and the culture would all have been stacked against you under a President Hillary. Who cares if you've realized you're a slave when all your capability to stop it is gone? We didn't dodge a bullet. We dodged an ICBM. Thank our creator for Trump. He's destroyed the mainstream media. Look at them mindlessly yammer at Trump's fearless press secretary. He's broken them over his knee. Kayleigh's just there to take abuse as the clock runs out. DNC, same thing. He gelded them on the world stage by delivering on his promises as they floundered. They needed their false narratives to go unchallenged as they slowly, stealthily gained power within federal institutions, academia, and the media to get them the state authority they crave to implement Marxist Xanadu on the American people. So they censor and vilify all opposition. They cannot change their plan, even though Hillary fumbled the smooth transition of power from Obama. Damn you, Trump, you interloper. I'm infuriated every time some DNC or mainstream media asswipe demands Trump answer whether he'll accept a smooth transition of power to Biden. You degenerate shitweasels have the unmitigated gall to ask that after your smooth transition of 2016, Russia hoax, impeachment hoax, a pandemic, with an insurrection as a chaser, if he was the Trump you claim he is, you'd all be dead right now. What is unfolding before your eyes is justice. That's my point. He's broken their power over us as you insist he hasn't. Nothing's happening. I want to see orange jumpsuits or else. Or else what? You'll vote for Biden or sit this one out? Don't at me with demands or fears. The mainstream media is yammering in a corner as the DNC engages in meaningless gestures to make their followers think they're doing something effective when the only one doing anything positive for you and me is Trump. Their narratives are dead. Their ability to use state authority is dead. After the riots and tumult of 2020 and Trump's inaugural event in January, there will be a confidence boost like you've never seen, along with a show of force. For those that don't habla sanity, those that I call the demonic and incorrigible will face 3 choices, each one harsher than the next. 1, mental hospital, run similar to the VA, i.e. competently and with compassion. 2, federal prison, socking away all the Democrats' problem children that they refuse to jail. And 3, fertilizer. See Michael Reinl. However they want it, they'll get it. After months of rioting, Americans won't care. As someone who's researched the Old West and the adage, law and order are intrinsic to a stable society, but order has to come first because without order, you can't have law, is absolutely true. President Trump will have the mandate to restore order, and then law will follow. He will then get on with the business of the nation as we take the reins of freedom he's restored to us to live, work, and pursue our interests as we see fit. That 40% or so of Americans that were ensnared by this mind poisoning madness will have to make up their minds as Trump and the sane Americans ignore them, protected by a restored rule of law, and celebrate an unfolding Pax Americana not seen before in all of history. They can stay out in the cold, miserable wilderness most of them were tricked into, or they can come to the table and feast. Tough call. Some won't, of course. Too damaged, lost, or hateful. Not my problem, nor is it yours. That's the double-edged sword of free will in a universe created as a meritocracy. You have the freedom to rise and shine, but the freedom to fall into darkness as well. Which one do you want? We can be happy warriors running out the clock like Trump and poor Kayleigh, who is now quarantined, or we can fret, falter, and wait for mouse farts. To all ye of little faith and whose hearts are captured by every malignant, gossiping, anonymous rumor, I suggest you stop contacting me before I make myself feel better by biting your stupid head off. I am a happy warrior, but I have my limits. Don't test them, okay? We are almost there, but I am not going to carry faithless, whining nags on my back, okay? All the Democrats had to do was not be crazy, and they couldn't do it. All we have to do is not be fear-mongering schmucks for 24 more days, and we're gold. Can you do that? Well, gosh, I don't know. What if Durham doesn't slam door so hard I commit a surprise amputation? Great. I knew you could. Because that is how you win your personal soul war. By not giving in to irrational fear presented to you by desperate liars whose worlds are collapsing. The only power that they have at this point is the power you are stupidly giving them. They are not going to blot out that light. And shriek hate, fear, and doubt 24/7 in an ever increasing volume till they crater. I'm immune because I'm already not watching, listening, seeing them anymore until some still enthralled schmuck links it to me. Well, this turned into a bit of a rant, didn't it? The fear porn and mind poison is going to reach tidal wave levels in the next 3 weeks. Try not opening your eyes, mouth, and ears to it. It works wonders and will prepare you for the future President Trump is heralding, where it won't exist except for the real masochists. Rant over. To support the works of Brent Cates, donate any amount at paypal.me/Brent Cates. And thank you for listening.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.